the sharp intelligence of their expression. The long skeletal fingers of a blue-veined hand twitched restlessly over the ivory beads of a rosary. "I'm glad to hear you in such fine fettle, sir." A new voice, smooth and mellow with a hint of slightly caustic humour in its depths, spoke from the doorway. Sebastian and Peregrine swung around, looking towards the door. Jasper Sullivan, 5th Earl of Blackwater, resplendent in a suit of deepest blue velvet, an amethyst glowing in the froth of Mechlin lace at his throat, came into the room, closing the door behind him. "Sebastian? Perry?" He greeted his younger brothers with a cordial nod as he approached the bed, one gloved hand resting negligently on the hilt of the sword at his hip. "Ah, you're here too, Walton." He nodded at the black-clad man who had straightened at his arrival and was now fixing him with an anxious gaze. "I suppose the presence of my uncle's lawyer means we are here to do business." "You know damn well why I summoned you, Jasper." The invalid was sounding stronger by the minute, struggling up against his pillows. "Help me up." Jasper leaned over and propped the pillows against his uncle's back. "That better, sir?" "It'll do. It'll do," the old man said, and then was convulsed in a violent coughing fit, pressing a thick white napkin against his mouth as his shoulders heaved. Finally the spasm ceased, and he fell back against his pillows, struggling to catch his breath. He looked at the faces around his bed. "So, the crows have come to the feast," he declared. "Hardly that, sir, since it was you who insisted upon our presence," Jasper said amiably, tossing his bicorn hat onto a nearby table. He was as dark as his brothers were fair. "I doubt any one of us would impose ourselves upon you had we not been obeying an apparently urgent summons." "You always were an insolent puppy," the bedridden man declared, wiping his mouth again with the napkin. "Well, now you're all here, let's get on with it." He drew the rosary up to his chest. "Tell 'em, Alton." The lawyer coughed discreetly into his fist and looked as if he would rather be anywhere other than where he was. His gaze darted from brother to brother and then finally came to rest on Jasper. "As you know, my lord, your uncle, Viscount Bradley, has recently returned to the bosom of the Church. A fact that lies between my uncle and his conscience," the Earl said, with a touch of acerbity. "It hardly concerns my brothers and myself." "Ah, there you're wrong, my boy," the Viscount declared with a chuckle. His faded eyes had taken on a shimmer of amusement in which just a hint of malice could be detected. "It concerns all three of you most nearly." Jasper drew a japanned snuff-box from the deep pocket of his coat and flipped the lid, taking a delicate pinch. It was hot as Hades in the chamber, but much as he longed to fling a window wide onto the cool night air of early autumn, he refrained. "Indeed, sir," he said politely. "Aye." The old man's smile was almost smug. "You want my fortune, and you shall have it. 3 even shares, if you abide by my conditions. Tell 'em, Alton." The three brothers exchanged glances. Jasper leaned back against a carved bedpost, his arms folded. "You have our attention, Alton." The lawyer coughed again and took up a sheaf of documents from a table beside the bed. He began to declaim. "It is so stipulated in Lord Bradley's will and testament that his entire fortune be divided equally."